Well, with talk of the northern long-eared bat being added to the endangered species list, there have been questions of how it could affect industries in the Northland. Bryce Henry spoke with a company who has a large stake in the listing. He brings us more.
Each bat eats about its weight in insects every night. They provide an enormous service. That service is estimated to be in the order of $6 billion of insect control each year in the U.S.
White nose syndrome is a disease that has been wiping out large numbers of northern long-eared bats. The problem is so bad, the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife is considering classifying the species as endangered.
Especially during the time of year when it's reproducing and is living in trees and roosts in the forest, may be susceptible to being impacted by forest management activities.
Which would mean bad news for a company like Enbridge, which would need to clear trees to make way for their proposed Sandpiper pipeline. Endangered species classifications have stopped large projects in the past, which is why Enbridge invested $5 million into the largest study ever conducted on the northern long-eared bat.
If the bat was a northern long-eared and it was a female or a juvenile, we actually would then glue a very small transmitter to the back of the bat and release it. Then the next day we would basically drive around with radio telemetry equipment and try to determine exactly which tree that bat was roosting in.
Enbridge analyzed over 300 sites along the proposed route and found over 72 sites with northern long-eared bat activity. Nets were set up to catch the bats and analyze them. The results found that there were 3 areas along the route that would be affected, and so Enbridge has taken steps to reroute the pipeline around them.
And in the 3 areas where roost trees were within our construction corridor, we already have moved the center line, and that is our current design that we are bringing forward. So irregardless of the bat being listed as threatened or endangered, we will be avoiding those 3 trees that are known that have roosting bats in them.
The results of the studies are being shared with state and federal fish and wildlife agencies, along with those in forestry management who also stand to be impacted by the bat's listing. In Duluth, Bryce Henry, KDLH3 News.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has until April 2nd to decide if the bat will be listed as endangered or threatened, or not to list the species at all.